Welcome to Lady Arcader's Attract Mode! I hope you're all having a great night out there. We are so excited to be bringing you another episode of one of the finest showcases of women in gaming here on Twitch.tv. My name is Oakman, and if it's your first time here at Lady Arcaders, hey, great to have you here. We are an all-women's gaming collective, and we run weekly showcases and the occasional charity event that you can always catch by following us here at twitch.tv/ladyarcaders. We strive to uplift and encourage women in their gaming endeavors by cultivating a supportive environment in which to showcase your talent. And boy, do we have some talent for you today. And also, some talent upcoming, because let me tell you folks, we have 2 full days of video games and fun planned coming at you in June. That's Lady Arcaders Out of Bounds Toronto. Make sure you join us whether in person at Taco Taco in Toronto, Canada, or again here at twitch.tv/ladyarcaders again on June 14th and 15th, because we've got 2 days full of amazing showcases from our community. For more details, including the event schedule, the location address, you can type !OOB3 in chat, or check out the event page at lby.gg/OOB3. Now, of course, that's in June. That is in June. We're here at the end of April with the tail end of a beloved game series. That's Mass Effect. And do we have a speedrun showcase for you today? In fact, when I think Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition any % NG runs, well, it has to be Sanjan. Someone else could have gotten it wrong.
My mic was hardware muted. Oops, okay. Let me do this again. So, I'm Sanjan. I speedrun a lot of RPG games. My specialty is turn-based RPG games, but I also dabble a little bit into other games, like pretty much especially BioWare speedruns, because I love BioWare video games. I'm a BioWare girly, and I started learning Mass Effect 1 and then Mass Effect 2, and we are culminating now with Mass Effect 3, and I can't wait to show off this game to you because this is really fun, and also this is a very beginner-friendly, the most beginner-friendly speedrun to learn. So this is run on the new game rule set, and also I am playing this on a non-imported save, so the category rules state that you cannot import a save from Mass Effect 2. You have to use the standard new game modifiers, which means this world's kind of a train wreck, but it's the way we could go the most fastest. So without further ado, I'll get us started. Actually, I forgot. With me as my commentator in crime, Metroid Crime. Hi, Crime.
Hi! Thank you so much for having me on. I am a huge Mass Effect fan, although it has been a while, I think, since I've played Mass Effect 3. Time passes quickly. But yeah, no, super excited to see this.
Yeah, so... And by the way, it's if you're wondering about the preview of the run, it's girls' night time, so... Without further ado, I'll get us started in 3, 2, 1, go. So we start to save from already a loaded save because there's a bunch of cutscenes that happen and those don't matter. If you're wondering about the setting here, we are on planet Earth. We are in Vancouver, Canada, and it is under attack by a bunch of mechanical little cockroaches you see in the distance called Reapers, and they are sending their crew to invade Earth and basically take over the planet. So we're basically fighting back, and from Mass Effect 2, the TLDR is that half a year has passed since the events of Mass Effect 2, and we got put under house arrest, all that fun stuff, and during the trial Earth attack, then, you know, now we're here trying to really save Earth and save the world. So this first part is sort of just like a tutorial. You get a tutorial on shooting, you get a tutorial on melee hits. It can be very annoying. I attempted there to try to melee so that husk won't stagger me. You also notice that this is ran on the Legendary Edition, so for those of you who have seen my prior Mass Effect runs, I ran them on the original version. This version is ran on the Legendary Edition, primarily because the Legendary Edition and the original edition are pretty much the same, but the main biggest difference is that there is a cutscene mod here that we are using. Well, not typically a cutscene mod, but more of a fast cutscene mod, because a lot of the cutscenes in this game are not skippable. AKA, you have to like sit there and listen to the dialogue, and you know, Shepard doesn't have time for that. We're trying to go fast, so.
Exactly. Yeah, I see that it's around like 2.5-ish hours that gets turned into like an hour 25, which is wild.
Yeah.
That there's that much in terms of cutscenes.
Yep, and you'll see me here having some kind of vengeance on the floor. If you're wondering why I'm just shooting at the floor like this, I have a problem with floors, because I think floors are evil and I think I should defy gravity. But also because there is a script in this game that, typically this is sort of just like an auto-scroller section where you have to like basically do like a last stand kind of thing, but the game kind of gives you a little bit of mercy here if you like just empty out all your ammo. So that's what I'm doing.
So funny to see the cutscenes go by so quickly.
Yeah, you get to hear just like some funny dialogue, especially like when cutscenes are skipped.
Yeah.
So
We have no time for space opera here at Lady Arcaders.
yeah, Speedy Shepard doesn't have time for space operas. You know, like I'm trying to count. So like Mass Effect 1 is about like an hour, 20 minutes or so. Mass Effect 2 is like, assuming you do the No One Left Behind and Shepard survives, like an hour and like 10 minutes or so. Oh, also here's Liara. So the first, we gotta recruit all the girls, you know,
Yay.
to our crew here. So she is our biotic. If you don't know what biotics are, you can think of it as just like the space Jedi.
Wait, weren't Jedi from space?
Yes, but this one has like more fancy stuff, you know, like when they use their biotics, like they glow. They glow usually blue.
Yeah,
The
Star
blue
Wars
is very
is
pretty.
fantasy, not sci-fi.
Ah. I'm learning so much today. You would never know I played this game just 2 months ago.
Yeah, so you'll also notice me doing a lot of barrel rolls. Shepard wants to be Sonic, but you know, sometimes Shepard wants to be Sonic a little bit too much, so I use a lot of barrel rolls to basically kind of just like prevent staggers, but also just like when I climb up, there's like a little bit of a delay between your movement, so like doing barrel rolls after like you like climb the ladder or such is generally like the fastest way to move.
That's good speed tech. That rules.
You also notice that I'm playing a Vanguard. So Vanguard is mostly just like the combination of just like melee and biotics. We get Vanguard mainly because of this ability called Charge, which you've already seen me like do a few times. And it basically just lets you go zoom across the map. It is not as overpowered as it is in Mass Effect 2, because in Mass Effect 2, you can like buffer your charge. But it is still very good to get us like across places. So
Yeah,
there
I
is
remember
a map
doing-
here.
About the barrel roll when you get a chance.
Sure, I gotta go through this part first. This is kind of just like a part where I have to focus a little bit because I have to make sure that this door is open. And it's only open like for a few seconds, and if I fail this one, then I have to go like all the way through, and I lose a lot of time. But we got it, so
Yay!
Oh.
there's this next thing that is supposed to introduce you to the cover system, but you know, the cover system is basically a suggestion here. And we are just gonna run through it. I did not get hit much, so that was perfect. You're just gonna interact it from up there because, you know, Shepard literally defies gravity. Also, I want to mention to everyone, Caden Lincoln's my favorite character here, but unfortunately we won't be seeing him, and in the speedrun headcanon, he lives. Don't worry about it.
Good, good.
Technically, actually, like, Ashley is faster to use, but there's, like, a glitch on Mars where, like, they don't use their abilities. So, you can just use
unfortunately
male
for
or
Caden,
femship.
it's girls' night.
Yeah, unfortunately for Caden and Garrus, it's girls' night. I mean, Jace is technically also included in girls' night for 1 or 2 missions. Or for 3 missions in total, because, like, he's the only other character we can get.
I think James just appreciates the spirit of Chippendales.
He's the Chippendale of the Mass Effect 3 game. So we're gonna see here our first instance of an elevator skip here. So basically what the elevator skip is we are taking advantage of the terrain here to stand in a very specific spot here. And basically just sort of elevator ourselves up. This lets us skip some of the, like, the areas here. Normally here you have to, like, fight a bunch of enemies, but we're not doing that because we go fast here. It is not as prevalent in Mass Effect 3 as in Mass Effect 2 because they updated the engine. But there are still, like, a few places where it's very useful, so... I was not kidding when, like, this game is just, like, very accessible because, you know, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is, like, a game that most people own because, you know, it's, like, $5 on, whatever your favorite game provider is. But also just, like, even though it requires a mod, it's relatively easy to install, provided you're on PC. But also here's a chase sequence with, we are chasing this person called Eva who is, you know, doing a lot of mishaps here. And so this is generally a scripted cutscene, so... stuff happens.
Preliminary evidence. I'm sure the council will see the need to help.
Thanks, Liara.
You go on ahead. I'll head to Adina's office.
Yeah, so basically, for plot-wise, after they find out all the stuff that's happening on Mars, because there's another organization called Cerberus, and you can basically think of them as just like a group that is like humanity first. So they like broke in like during the Reaper invasion and have been doing some very unhinged things around the place trying to get data. I forgot the plot details because, like, I'm so used to going fast, so that's basically a good summary, and also Kaden gets, or in the Vermeer survivor, Ashley, depending on who you chose, gets injured and they are out of commission for a while. You generally have to do, like, a lot of things to get them to survive, but unfortunately because you're going fast, spoilers, they're not surviving. That's okay, because this is if you can imagine in canon, they survive.
Schrodinger's survivor.
Yeah, Schrodinger's survivor. Also,
you too can play the game and make it end how you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, as a lot of people say, the Mass Effect 3 canon can't hurt you. This little kid here can't hurt you either. So you didn't really see much of this little kid. You only saw the kid for half a second, but this little kid is, what was it? This little kid is like very ominous, and like you get put into like these weird dream sequences where like you hear a lot of voices. Those are just like a lot of like your comrades and stuff. Like it's supposed to also represent Shepard's like regrets trademark, but we won't talk too much about that. There's a little kid that Shepard's like trying to help out, metaphorically.
I understand.
But yeah, generally, like as you saw, like with the cutscene, the fast cutscene mod, like that dialogue with him, like you generally like cannot skip that, and usually that's just like a 3-4 minute dialogue times like 15 missions. So.
Commander, the Alliance has found a new Cerberus lab on Sanctum. Admiral Hackett would like you
What do you think so far of what you saw, Crime and Zoku?
This is such a cool speedrun. Like, I don't know, it's really neat. Like, I have Legendary Edition. I played basically, like, I think part of the first game, and I kind of dropped it because I got busy, but, like, this is making me want to go back and play it again. I'm going to reinstall it.
Yeah, it is a very good game.
So going back to that barrel roll thing, I'm actually genuinely amazed at how adept you are at using that to maneuver through the battlefield quickly, because I'm so bad with that. Like, how hard is it to control where you're going when you're doing the barrel roll?
So, like, you have to double tap space for it. I kind of got used to it, but it's very easy to, like, double tap it and double tap space, like, many times and, like, get in trouble for it. Like, really, really easy. So, I wanted to mention, like, in the equipment screen, you'll notice I unequipped my shotgun. We don't use a shotgun in this speedrun because we don't need to. Like, we're playing this on narrative difficulty, by the way. And so Mass Effect has this weight system where, like, the more weapons you put on yourself and, like, the more weight you have, like, the longer your cooldowns are. And because we are trying to go zoom around the battlefield as much as possible, you want to have, like, lowered cooldowns as much as possible. And honestly, like, this pistol that we start out with is more than good enough to get us through, like, the entire game. You'll notice we saving and loading here. This is our first, like, sort of just, like, huge skip, so this is called the Monet skip. So generally on Monet, you're supposed to, like, help the Turian, like, commander here do their stuff, like, and then you're supposed to meet Garrus here. But,
it's girls'
we
night.
are not going to that. Yeah, it's girls' night. Don't worry, he still appears in a party, but it's girls' night, so... We're pretty much gonna basically just skip all the way to the end here, and you'll saw me doing, like, barrel roll onto Liara's head to get through this place. So this is the hardest part cool. Because deal with invisible geometry here, and because we have to go all the way around here, mainly because if you hit that place, there's an automatic, like, death trigger that happens. Because you're meant to go back there and protect it, so you can just, like, walk around it, and you're good. So now pretty much from here, we have a long walk to pretty much the end of Monet. Alright, so what were we talking about before I explain more mechanics?
I don't remember, but I do remember I wanted to mention that I don't remember which game it was, but the charge attack is, like, one of my favorite things, like, charge into Nova? Was that the
Yeah, Biotic Charge into Nova is just, like, the grand classic. It is so busted.
So good. It's so fun. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was this game or Mass Effect 2, but I had such
Mass Effect 3, yeah. Mass Effect 3 was the only game that, like, had Nova.
That's what it is, okay.
Mass Effect 2 Vanguards wasn't as good, just mainly because, like, you were under the mercy of the cover system. And, like, if you went out in melee a lot, you would probably die very fast.
Yeah.
For those of you
for
not
this
in
run,
the...
you're using a Vanguard.
Yeah, I'm using the Vanguard. Because of Biotic
just
Charge.
Because of Biotic Charge specifically. I was going to ask, like, are there any other classes that are also good for speedruns?
Like, really I've seen people, like, so on the you can actually speedrun this on the highest difficulty Insanity, and I think people use Infiltrator, because you can stealth around, and, like, you don't have the advantage of hello, can I charge? You don't have the advantage of, like, Biotic Charge, but you have the advantage of safety, because you can just, like, go invisible. So there's this Reaper Blackstar here. Please leave me alone, sir.
And to your point, Crime, yeah, like, watching... So I played as an Infiltrator, conveniently enough, actually, when I played. Okay. And, like, watching Sanjan use Charge and the Zoom, I kind of want to replay it as a Vanguard.
Yeah, for anyone wondering, Legendary Edition is 75% off right now.
Perfect timing.
On Steam, so, yeah.
Not sponsored, but should be.
So we're introduced to our first enemy, the Brute here. You'll notice I try to dodge his attacks, because, like, if he gets close to you, if the Brute gets close to you, then the Brute, like, does this, like, slow-mo thing, and we want to try to prevent that. You also notice we go slow-mo when we try to use Charge, so generally I try to optimally try not to spam charge, because the slow-mo actually loses us time. But yeah, perfect timing. Mass Effect Legendary Edition is 75% off, and you get 3 games in one. How good is that? Oops, I forgot. I got so busy
Mike's...
chatting, I forgot. This is the part where I had to get ED.
Yeah, when I originally played this game, or the series, I started with 2, went back to play 1, and then I played it all the way back up to 3. It was I think if I had started with 1, I'm not sure I would have continued, just because I feel like, I don't know, I have a much easier time controlling the second game than I did the first. Also, I don't like the Mako is, one of my least favorite vehicles to drive.
I can't believe you're non-Mako stan. Is me and I like the only Mako stands in the universe?
I
possibly. I just hate
on the
vehicles in
Mako.
games.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Insert copy pasta here about me and May being the only fans.
Is that why May is May? Because she's a fan of the Mako.
I think me and May just enjoy chaos, and the definition of the Mako is chaos.
The number of times I flipped upside down in that vehicle.
Yep.
Alright, so we got a new character, aptly named, not a new character, but Edie is now a character that we can use because she took over, she yoinked that researcher's, or Eva's body she basically just like placed her sort of just like AI essence into that body, and now she's mobile and we can use her. So Edie is more of just like a technical specialist. She's useful in the speedrun because of her access to overload. So overload damages shields, and as a Vanguard, we don't really have like good ways to deal with shields, and Edie does the job perfectly.
It's not responding. There. Try it now, Commander.
Is there another way out of here?
But plot-wise, we are trying to basically get a bunch of people to help out, and everyone's just like, oh well, sorry, but our metaphorical princess is another castle. To get our help, you have to do these 5 things, or 5 or 10 things, and then so like the Krogan, like for example, just like, you know, the Krogans are very strong, but you know they've got a lot of skill issues, you know, and Morden has his cure for the genophage that they are trying to make use of.
I just want to point out, you said the metaphorical princess is in another castle, but this is the one mission where it actually was the princess.
Yeah. So we also had to rescue one of the few female Krogans we see.
Organic life never ceases to...
And then basically, you know, our best friend Cerberus came in and said, we already know that we're coming in. And then so, you know, we gotta, you know, save them. So a lot of this mission is basically pretty much... Oh, I forgot to do this. There we go. To time this. Nice.
Oh, actually, so this is not an imported file, completely new game, and that's part of the speedrun rules. And
yeah,
so the story choices are affected by that.
Yeah, so the reason why I said everything in here is a train wreck, because in this, like, you basically just like the minimum amount of squad mates possible. So from my memory, like, Rex is dead here.
Yes.
In this
Okay.
in the speed run canon, Rex is dead.
Because that came to mind because I saw his brother talking in the subtitles.
Yeah. And basically most of your companions are dead, sans like Garrus, Tally. Tally got exiled. And Miranda survives, but like is not wasn't loyal, and Garrus survives. But it's Garrus, so it's just like the very bare minimum stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we have the people we need for girls' night, and that's what matters.
Yep, we have the people we need for girls' night.
We
Actually,
have the girls.
Yeah.
I save and load here mainly because door gets automatically opened. And that just saves us like a little bit of time from having to sit and wait for the door to open while Cerberus just like tries to hit us.
That's actually a neat trick that you can use in like casual gameplay to go through some of the random flavor dialogue that you can get from NPCs to just quick save and quick load.
Yeah, it's a nice, neat little trick to have because like this game is like very nice with saves, quick saves. Also, there's a mech there, one of the superior enemies. That mech went bye-bye.
Suggest speaking with you from your perspective. Surprising to talk.
So you got Eva from this place, and then now like we had to go like go back to Tuchanka to research and get the Krogan cure. But first, we have to do sort of just like a side mission. Because we still need the support of a bunch of people, and we have to, you know, help out the Turians so that they can rescue the metaphorical princess and help us out in the final battle, TM. I have to make sure I don't select the wrong mission here. Nice. So we still pick James here, mainly because he has Carnage. He also, for those of you also in the know, like, we also get a bonus power here that from like each of the classes that Shepard can use, and we pick Carnage because Carnage has like very fast DPS and it's good against armor. So a lot of this here is pretty much navigating quickly through the mission. The last part of this mission can be a little bit sketchy, mainly because it's not like sketchy and where like you die very easily. It's sketchy. Like most stuff can't really kill you, really, in this game, unless you're like extremely unlucky. But you can pretty much just like easily lose time. Yeah, and we are also introduced to an enemy, like a Reaper enemy type called the Harvester, which are just basically like another type of like elite enemy. Also, yeah, Shepard is ignoring
charges that you're doing.
Some of them, like, they're not way too precise. Like, it's just basically based on targeting. There is one that is precise and kind of RNG, but like, you just have to deal with it.
Hang tight. We're on our way.
So yeah, as long as you like are a certain distance away and get the target reticle, like, it's pretty like lenient. If I do need to like more precision, if I do need more precision, you can aim your charge.
Okay, let's pick it up. It's important we don't.
See, Shepard is literally Sonic with this amount of barrel rolls that
I
she
know.
did.
It's so funny. It's so funny. I love it so much.
Alright, so I had to grab this weapon here, and then there's a reason why we want James. Hey, buddy, please, thank you, go away. So after this brute dies, I get our friendly neighborhood Harvester here, and to make sure I aim this. And that, like, whiffed because this game is great, so... Thankfully, we can just shoot this, it's just slower. And I just gotta hope, yeah, so this place kind of sucks because, like, enemies are randomized. So I had to make sure I just, like, find the enemies very quick.
Why hide that?
Wait.
Finishing preparations and you're ready to go.
There's a bunch of drama between the Turians and the Krogans. And the Solarians. That's all we need to know in this speedrun. Shepard doesn't need to know anything, she's just gonna pick whichever decision gets the job done the fastest.
We'll need Eve to come with us.
I'm just saying,
So
the
again-
Krogans, the Turians, and I guess kind of the Solarians, generally don't show a lot of femmes, and this is a girls' night run.
True.
Yeah, the game historically
It
is
makes
like
sense that they're not really showing up
shown-
here.
Yeah. Like aside from like
Forward. Don't
the Corians, like there's not a lot of like Fei Mei like Solarians or like that was like also the first time we saw a Fei Mei Krogan. And then it wasn't until like Andromeda where we got like a Fei Mei like Turian as like a squad mate. You know, they
That's
say
what it was.
like
Okay,
I think their reasoning or whatever their attempted reasoning was mainly just because like we didn't have the budget to make the design for them. That's actually pretty fast. Yeah, so it's almost the end of girls' night for James because he just happens to be like the best person for this mission because of Carnage. Because a lot of Reapers, like most of their most of like their HP is in the form of armor, with the exception of Marauders.
Call off the airstrike. We need to find you first. Where are you? Underground. We see Commander.
That's the city of the ancients.
Blasting through this section. I love the flashlight going all over the places you're running.
Yeah. It's almost like Shepard like predicts and knows where she's going. Yeah, generally like a lot of people just like to explore like the tunnels here, but you know.
Brave, we made it back out.
Like, they definitely give that area a horror atmosphere. And then
Yeah.
here's Shepard just running through. Turian history, it's fine.
So we are introduced to another enemy here called the Ravagers. I want to make sure I kill them as fast as possible because, like, if I don't kill them fast enough, more spawns, and that's really bad. Oh, that's really bad.
Oh, sorry, not Turian. Krogan. Krogan history, it's fine. They're gonna make new ones now that they have a...
That's the first time I
Lady
died
Krogan.
on there. That is very unlucky. That's fine. Oh, I actually didn't know, like, the autosave, like, just takes you there. That's actually the first time I've died there. I just couldn't find, like, the enemy, and, like, they do poison you, and if you let them wail at you, like, you eventually die.
Yeah.
That honestly wasn't too bad, though. I thought, like, it would set me back, like, a couple seconds. Like, 20, 30 seconds. You're just gonna skip them. I do have to keep in mind that I need to put back on my incendiary ammo.
Heads up, they're back.
Just going to deal with this quickly here.
Roger that.
And so this will spawn all the marauders that we need to deal with. And then we just need to make sure we deal with some of these husks until they finish spawning, and then let Liara and James take care of the rest. Nice.
Your program friendly.
I know the art.
Let's get in there.
Yeah, so a lot of people remember sort of just like, are gonna remember this sort of just like iconic run on Tuchanka. We are just going to be dealing with it very fast and ignoring a lot of stuff.
They're all over us down there. Everyone all right?
Also, I hope you all enjoyed just like the 500 dialogue. All the dialogue just coming so fast because it's just like we're running through this at Mach speed.
Just keep moving.
Now that's some goddamn ball.
God, speak up.
Good line,
James
good
is
line.
just like, so just like the most unhinged lines. So, for those of you who are curious, James is kind of more meant to be just like that character who is new to Mass Effect, like, for like new people who like are playing Mass Effect 3 for the first time and don't know what's going on. He's sort of just be like the newbie character.
I'm a little busy, Reeve.
And yeah, with a couple nicely placed charges here, we just basically ignore brutes. They can't hurt us if they can't touch us. They do have a one-hit mechanic. Or
You
like a
went
one-hit
through
attack.
that so fast. It took me so long to figure out
Yeah.
you don't actually have to kill them. In fact, they will keep
Yeah.
spawning.
There's a lot of cinematic effects there because like you think the Reaper like the Reaper thing hitting you hurts you, but it actually doesn't.
It's so funny to watch these slowed down cutscenes because of like how fast you go through the rest of the game.
Yeah. The kid always goes to the same spot, so... There we go. Alright, so basically the TLDR is we did end up curing the genophage. But 07 to Morden.
Yeah, that honestly, I was so sad when that
Look,
happened.
Schrodinger's
Great
survivor.
character. Yeah. Also, like,
yeah. We didn't see it happen. It's fine.
We didn't see it happen. It's okay. my canon says that Morden survives.
I'd like to think that. That is a much happier ending.
The power of the head cannon. And I was trying to go see where I could go from there, but I can't think. So we pick 80 and Liara here. Alright, so basically after that, the Solarian counselor calls us up and say, hey, there's some weird stuff going on in the Citadel. You gotta go there. And then, lo and behold, Cerberus is just, owning everyone at the Citadel. One of the things I always am just, like, miffled about is just, like, the amount of times just, like, Cerberus is just, like, one step ahead of you in like, the game. And I'm just sitting here, like... I don't know what's going on in my plot, but this is, like, funny. And it, like, also gets, like, even more funny. You're just going to quickly dispatch of them. Just gonna talk to him.
I'm on it.
So let's be sure I have full ammo for this. Do that. Oh, that's annoying. I had to go through this as fast as possible, so... Need to singularity this guy and quickly take care of him. And then while I have to unlock this door, I have to make sure that I don't get targeted. That's actually really bad.
Troops in the lobby. They were
That was not very ideal. You can generally just like get in while like enemies are like going for you, but I think that that shielder there got to me too fast.
Is the doors loading, like, they're literally just like a loading screen?
None yet.
Are they,
Yeah.
are like a fixed, like, length?
So the doors, like, they're kind of just like objective dependent, but also kind of just like,
Okay.
oh, I don't know their loading screens. I never noticed, honestly. A lot of
Yeah,
these
I was curious,
things, a lot of things you can interact with, like, you just like of course in like casual play you on average would want to like go through it as fast as possible. Or like you would want to take your time and kill the enemies, but you can basically skip a lot of enemies by ignoring as much as possible. There are still a few places where you still have to kill enemies.
Yeah, you actually are just ignoring so many of them in this run.
Yeah, you can't ignore them everywhere. Though there are a few places where, like, in order to progress, I have to. Also, you're introduced to some of the Cerberus super enemies called the Nemesis and the Phantom.
Where are they going?
Oh, they got swapped. Okay, interesting. So the Phantom has a one-hit kill if you get into their melee range. The Nemesis is kind of just like a sniper that does a lot of damage to you if you let them hit you. But we are just going to dodge that because get another Atlas here, but you can pass through them.
I'm at Shelmar
Nice.
Plaza. Where's the...
Someone with the sword.
Oh yeah, oh my god. Okay, yeah. Someone with a sword.
Yeah,
What a character.
They put they put a Gary Stew in the game, basically, and it's just like your reaction is just like,
Nice.
damn. Does everyone in here have like does everyone at the Citadel have skill issues or something? Like that's just generally like the first thing you wonder.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of people, like, unfortunately You know, I love the gameplay. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, just like are not a fan of the story. And I always just like to tell people, Mass Effect, you know, sometimes the Mass Effect 3 canon is not real and they can't hurt you. So, and
Yeah.
make your own.
Yeah. Like, I know, like, it's difficult, I feel, like, with this series, because, like, I don't know, it was built up so much, and then it's, like, it's one of those things where it's, like, no one's gonna be satisfied with the ending to this, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Because everyone has their own, like, headcanons about the characters, and it's never gonna play out in the same way as it is in your head, so... I really... Yeah.
That's sort of just like the problem with like a lot of BioWare games, like especially if you make like series comparisons, because like everyone, as you said, everyone has their own headcanons, and like everyone has just like their perceived happy endings, and like if you, for example, in this game, if you chose like a Mass Effect specific, like 2 specific like romance or stuff, like you don't get the ending that you want.
Yeah.
And of course, just like those those fans invested just like emotional time into like them and the game, and especially into, so like understandably, a lot of people are just like unhappy with that.
Yeah.
Which is why, fan fiction exists.
Exactly. Like, technically, though, I feel like this is, like, the most, like, polished and fun, like, game to actually, like, play.
Yeah,
and
I
mainly
never
because
got
of the
to
charge into
play...
Nova.
Yeah. Charge into Nova is just, like, the best content you can have. Because, like, so the thing with Charge and Nova is that, like, Nova depletes your shields, but if you charge again, you can pretty much just get those shields back and then press Nova to win. Alright, so we get Tali there. She's going to be used for a bit. She is not as useful as Edie, but she still very much has her uses, especially like in the Geth specialized missions, because she's sort of just like a specialized Geth damage dealer, and we have to take her for some of the missions. So we grab Edie here because she has overload, and then I have to do like a pretty large menu here to fully level up Carnage here, which is our main like damage dealing, and then I have to go learn all of Tali's skills. So Energy Drain is just like a very good like anti-Geth attack that like deals a whole bunch of damage to their shields and their HP, so that's why we want to make sure that we level that as much as possible. So there's just a large, what the people like to say, hold W section. Because I think, like, story-wise,
Yeah.
it's just, like, to display, like, kind of just like, oh, Shepard has to go through space again, type of deal.
How are you doing, Shepard?
I'm just thinking, if Shepard did a barrel roll here.
She has mag boots, so I think a barrel roll will be very hard to do. Gift ships don't have windows. The TLDR you need to know about Geth is that they are basically just like sentient AI robots, and that the Quarians basically kind of made them to be just like, servants, but they kind of all gained sentience and then like rebelled against them and kicked them out of Rannoch. And so that's why the Quarians mostly live on very specialized flotilla ships. Oh, sure. Also, like, when you do a barrel roll, like, Shepard sometimes automatically goes into cover, and I very much, like, do not want that. Because cover is just a suggestion, most of the time.
Next time? So where are we headed?
We're looking for an operations center. I can disable the Reaper command signal from there.
So there's not, like, way too much to this mission. There is a dangerous part where, like, I had to intentionally time it because there's, like, a one-hit mechanic. Mainly due to the cutscene skip. To make sure I timed that. I did not time that very well. It's a little hard to, like, control your character because you can actually control, like, buff or control your character. Like, when it, like, the camera pans to you.
Seems like this mission is also, like, just heavily reintroducing Geth, probably for people who haven't played the other games.
And yeah, that's also, like, low-key also kind of the problem with just, like, trilogy games, because, like, you have to keep reintroducing a lot, and, like, I think in my educated gamer TM opinion, like, sometimes just that, like, why are you hiding? Sometimes just, like, if you have to spend a lot of time on that, that kind of just, like, kills the momentum.
Damn it! They've locked down the Reaper signal. We can't shut it down from here in the operations center.
Alright, so I'm gonna position Edie here, and there's just, like, 30 seconds of just, like, Shepard and Tally talking.
The Geth have sealed emergency bulkheads to block us off.
While they're just trying to, like, cook up a plan and to open the doors.
Runs the length of the ship.
Sometimes you just gotta talk out loud, get your thoughts in order.
Good work.
Yeah, Shepard's the duck in this instance.
Get these doors open.
And then while the people are doing their talking, we can show off barrel rolls.
Yep.
Like a fire.
What about the heat diffusion system?
Wait, if I faked a thermal war
Tally's so smart. I wish I were her.
for emergency venting.
I love
Would that
Tally.
override the lockdown?
Yes. Okay, I've got the prime. But be ready. I'm reading hostile Geth on the other side of the
You'll notice me holding this so I can just, like, quickly skip through the cutscene here. And then I'm going to position Edie here and hope they don't see me while I try to bypass this door.
It's meant for synthetics, not organic.
Nice.
I found the geometric shapes intuitive and comfortable. I assumed you all felt the same. I can detect the faint presence of Geth intelligences.
So the most dangerous part of this mission is coming up mainly because there's a gimmick during this mission where there's just, like, a bunch of just, like,
I'll never understand.
energy that just, like, zooms towards you and it deals damage to your shields. And if you have no shields, it is basically a one hit. The sort of just like the sort of gotcha to that is if you're in a cutscene, it is an automatic. Or if you, like, fast forward through it to, like, the next section, sometimes, like, if you're doing it while, like, it's firing, it is basically a one hit. So hopefully I get a good pattern for this, or else, like, I had to let the cutscene play out a little bit.
More incoming. I need to figure out what to do.
Alright, that's good timing on that.
Watch the shockwaves!
Nice.
The lock. Come on, let's get out of here.
Oh, you really went through that fast. Like, what the game wants you to do is go through... Well, it's still there, but, like, what the game wants you to do is use cover. And...
Yeah.
Well, for Sanjan, cover is a suggestion.
Yeah, sometimes you go fast in this game, like, the game just, like, just doesn't register it. Oh, thank goodness they did not shoot me, because that would be very awkward. I should have gone, like, more in.
Shepard! Grab my hand! Good. Hopefully we're done with elevators. And come on.
Who loves elevators? Any elevator enjoyers? The game also just likes to fourth wall, like, make fun of itself, because everyone that time was, like, complaining about the elevators. And, like, how slow they were, because they were meant to be just, like, loading. Like, they were slow mainly because, like, they were loading, basically loading zones.
How does that translate to the Legendary Edition? Like, are they faster now? Because
I believe
I
they're, like...
actually don't know how much they did. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they're like much faster just because of the nature. Because I think part of what they did in the in like the Legendary Edition is like they updated the Unreal Engine to like the more latest engine.
Yeah.
So they still, I think they still put the elevator in there because, you know, just like. So if you, I did that because mainly because you get staggered if you don't barrel roll.
Shepard, the door! Hey, people! We're losing the environmental field!
I'll get it under.
I've got to get
So do you.
Yeah, so in this arc, we basically have to help the Quarians as a metaphorical princess. You know, the girls are doing a lot of, like, you know, metaphorical princess saving for girls' night. And we also have to save an admiral here, because basically, as they explain, like, they basically crash landed on a planet. So we have to, actually, I have to learn this so I can get recharge speed. Yara, I want this. I want this. So this is generally like the worst mission, mainly because you are very much at the mercy of Geth AI. In this mission, you basically kind of just like have to guard like one of your squad mates while like they fix a bunch of stuff.
Cleanup crews. The Geth never learns.
And during that, you have to make sure you take care of all the Geth, and they like to hide, which is like easily the worst part, and you can lose a lot of time in the speedrun. Like, you can't die really. They just exist to be extremely annoying.
Yeah, they really kind of like blend into the environment too.
Yeah. But also, you can do like a fun little skip here, because generally you have to kill all of them, but if you go to this place, you can just like interact with it and just directly select your squad mates. So this is gonna slightly come into play a little bit later, as you see. So you don't, thankfully you don't have to kill like that area of Geth there. So I load here because Liara is basically kind of like in a stuck state, and loading the autosave just brings her back all the way here, and I'm going to hope I get a good spawn here because they like to run away. That's an okay spawn area. Where is the rest of them at? Near you. Okay, that's not too bad.
Liara, take the gun out.
Shepard, you can use that gas turret.
This mission is also just like slightly janky. Oh, they are hiding. Okay, please. This one's not as bad, but the next one like can be really bad.
Let's get the last one.
Get at the door.
Where's the last one? Okay.
You're up, Liara.
To be very careful for this last mission, mainly because I had to get these Geth to the left here immediately, or else they will like hide forever. They just like ninja'd over.
Yeah, they're like not very visible over top of that ledge there from the turret.
Yeah. So if they go this side, then it is very, very bad, and you lose a lot of time. And if that wasn't meme enough, you have this part here, which can be very annoying because you cannot see anything here. And
Yeah.
I'm just also going to hope I hit them, which is not too bad so far.
Get behind you! Getting cover!
How did I get spawn like all the way over there? Fascinating.
Clear, go!
All right, that was okay.
Good.
Yeah, for those of you inquisitive people, I really was not kidding when the save was very scuffed, or the default world state they give you is very scuffed because Legion. It's not Legion. It's a random Geth VI number, whatever fancy number you want to put there. Okay, so we are on the final planet Rannoch, at least for the Geth section here. So
Good luck.
we're basically facing an all-out sort of assault because there's a Reaper base on here that we gotta take out. And I gotta take care of that so I can charge to this person over here. So there's a lot of barrel rolling that goes around here. So we are pretty much trying to quickly get through the map here. I'm also gonna try to do like pretty much an encounter skip here. So we're just gonna climb down here and make sure we charge the Scav Trooper and then quickly make our way over to this upper entrance, and nice, you're able to.
I think it's really funny that you can charge through that narrow gap.
Yep.
It's
And there's a
making
bunch
this
of
so
Geth here that
much
we are
faster.
trying to take care of here. Quick, one more here. That should be quick. Yep.
We'll get through.
I did not mean to accidentally Nova there. It doesn't really matter.
It looks
I guess
cool.
I was just like a stylistic Nova. Honestly, like the combination looks really, really cool.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We have gained system access and are bypassing security. Stand by.
That survive text lasted for a really long time. That was very ominous.
We have bypassed security, but disabling the blast Shelford Commander. You have successfully.
Yeah, that survive portion lasts for like 5 seconds.
Be back out in a minute.
Negative. The path behind you has been sealed. A nearby elevator can take you to the upper level. From there, you should have an acceptable line of sight for targeting.
The Geth didn't really get the message about the elevators, did they?
We have sent you the nav point with a new targeting location.
So take care of this person really quick here. Please don't rude. There's 3 of them here. Don't want that. There we go. And then the last pretty much here is fun cinematics, but you can still die, especially if I play this incorrectly.
I have in fact died at the scene.
Yeah, it is like low-key easy to die.
Keela, it's huge!
Also, we find out that the Reaper base you're trying to destroy is actually an actual IRL Reaper. You don't have to do anything for this section, so.
I need an orbital strike! We're clear! Fire at will!
We're going to defeat this Reaper with the power of friendship. and this random targeting and laser beam, because they need to find a way to target its weak point. Right there. So it's meant to be extremely cinematic TM. The second one coming up here is a little delayed, so you'll see me. So I'll be running over to the side, waiting intentionally while like intentionally waiting for them to start firing their lasers. It's supposed to be very cinematic, I promise you. This is the way. I think in higher difficulties, like those lasers shoot faster. I'm not sure.
Oh, getting close.
Alright, I have to be careful here not to like hold down or like hold my mouse up, or else Tally dies and girls' night is over. Can't have girls' night be over. Technically, it is faster, but because like you have one less character to like have to navigate through. But most people let Tally survive because a good character.
It's not girls' night if you kill off a girl.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so after
Thank
this,
you for coming to my TED Talk.
that was a glorious TED Talk. Right, so you can actually navigate through this. Skip directly to the embassies. I did not learn that until like a couple runs in because I thought I had to like go through from the beginning. But basically here, the Sorry Counselor calls us on a secret trademark mission because she basically tells us that, oh no, her home planet is in trouble and we need you to save another metaphorical princess. Shock.
They're all
girls'
princesses, really.
Yeah.
For the Asari.
Technically, yes. And yeah, also I think, from my memory, there's supposed to also be like the secret artifact thing that is supposed to destroy all the Reapers in one blow, and we gotta go find it. So we are forced to take Liara here, which is fine.
Not for long. We'll find the catalyst and save them. Bless you.
This can't be happening.
My home.
I'm concerned we're vulnerable up here. You must be Commander, we heard.
So barrel roll that to avoid the stagger.
They did
This
not
fun
hear about
little
barrel
turret
rolls.
section. Yeah, I don't think the Asari learned how to do barrel rolls for iframes. I think that's it. There we go.
I was here
We've got
years
people
ago.
coming your way.
To see the city burning like this is...
It can be rebuilt. Watch it.
I like to say it can be rebuilt. We have the technology. Please. Please let me through. Oh. I love invisible, like, walls
Watch it.
that block me.
They just won't stop.
Because we're on Liara's planet, we're introduced to another really annoying enemy soon, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Except, we're, you know...
Like our way out of this mess.
You'll see. Probably, like, one of, like, the worst and most, like, actual horror-esque enemies. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, the first time I met this enemy, I thought it was just from Resident Evil.
Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, you can basically skip them entirely and, you know, just move on with your day. And what you skip can't hurt you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
artifact.
Yeah, there's that other one, but you know, what you skip can't hurt you. That's a pretty good Mass Effect speedrunning model. So here we are just going to quickly... So we're gonna do a clip here because generally, like, you have to hack through that system and take care of all the enemies, but we can just, really go through there, please, don't hurt me. And, you know, walls are just a suggestion for Shepard. I like to make this joke, she's literally a specter.
Take a look around. Maybe one of these artifacts is what
So the
we're
funny
looking
thing
for.
about the clip that you just did, I don't think we've mentioned it in this run yet, but you call that technique an elevator.
Sequence is still incomplete.
Yeah, so it's an elevator because it's just like, you know, generally just like Shepard can't climb on a lot of stuff. And especially
Sometimes
Mass Effect
elevators
2.
are good, is what I'm learning.
Yeah.
You're either with me or against me. There's nothing.
Cover me while I recharge.
Also, our
That was the guy with the sword.
Central Space Samurai is back again.
Yeah.
I got this.
See, I think they had potential
guy.
with this character, like, but then they made him into like a Gary Stu for no good reason, and like just
Yeah.
ruined the vibe instantly. Like, he could have been a good villain, but it's just like the most stereotypically Gary Stu thing that you're just like, okay. Also, Cerberus stole the conduit.
None of us did.
They stole the technology from us because, you know, they're sneaky and they're smarter, and they brought more. Shepard brought a
They
knife.
brought a Gary's stew.
Shepard brought a knife to a gunfight, and Cerberus decided to bring Gary Stew.
Who has a sword? And swords are much bigger than knives.
Yes.
I'm writing this down in my notes. Swords are much bigger than knives.
And so we're put on this little sort of just like side mission where there's a bunch of really weird experiments and really bad stuff going on in Horizon. But we're really gonna investigate that, I promise you all. There's gonna be a lot of like very fun mobs that we have to deal with, and there's a lot of very scary mobs, like a lot of scary banshees, you know. It's not gonna be a great time, but still we persist. So they've been, I believe, using this as a facility for like for them to do testing on people.
Evacuating.
And this ties to Miranda because her sister is generally a part of it, like a big part of that
What happened here?
testing.
Come on.
And we're supposed to go in and investigate it, but Shepard's got a Spectre-esque trick under her sleeve.
Those ships we saw outside must have been waiting to get in.
But where are all the people they brought?
There's a reason why they brought in Shepard, you know.
Oh, that was a cool.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool.
What? What?
Oh my god.
Please, let me do a barrel roll. If I do this right.
This rules.
Get ready.
That's the entire mission.
What? That was so cool. That was so cool.
Yeah, so so in Sanctuary, you can pretty much skip the entire mission by going out of bounds because you can use that area above. That's just like a place to explore, and that elevator there just happens to take you to the mission ending spot. So you can see the entire thing. So I like to call that the shortest mission on the Citadel. So we are coming up on our penultimate mission here. We pretty much decided to do like an all-out assault on Timmy's base, the elusive man, but I like to call him Timmy.
Timmy's a nice name for him.
Yeah.
And we're given one more dream as sequence, but thankfully with this one we don't have to move.
Oh wait, you don't?
Nope. Shepard. Rex. Shepard's really going through it. So we are forced to bring ED for this mission, which, sorry Tally, not you, is A-okay. And we are going to do our final squad menu here, so I'm going to give Shepard some more damage on Nova, and then I'm going to give ED here the last set of overload.
Since you get experience points by, like, obviously shooting everything in sight, is there ever any danger of, like, not having enough to level up the powers to where you need them to be?
Nope, and then thankfully because, like... hey, anyone want to come up here? Say hi? And thankfully because, like, even then, like, we would just deal with that because, like, we are just mainly losing out on, like, recovery, or just, like, a cooldown reduction. So it's not the worst thing ever.
Overriding safety. The fighter should now launch.
It's actually pretty good.
Perfect. Let's get down there. Notice we followed. Let's move.
That singularity to take care of them. And we get our friendly neighborhood mech here. See you later. And then I'm gonna I need to try to make my way to the ladder as fast as possible, or enemies come down here, because we can just skip them.
We are clear.
What's your status?
We've cleared the hangar and are inside the base.
Good work. Do you need support?
Negative.
And then there's a bunch of enemies that we have to deal with here. There's this guy was hiding back here. He can't hide from me. You want to try to kill them as fast as possible here so that you don't get additional ads spawning. And I know I am done when... Is there one more enemy trying to hit us? That was a little slow. If you're really fast about eliminating all the enemies, you can easily...
The console nearby is still functional.
You can skip those spawns. And here, like, generally you have to look like a bunch of stuff, but you can just save and load here and skip that. And from here, we're pretty much quickly running. And we are basically going to be using these phantoms here as free charge fodder. And then I'm also gonna try to charge this next phantom here to save like 5 seconds. It's RNG. If I don't, I just cry. No, it's never never lucky.
It is really amazing how much distance you get with charge, though. Like, it is such a cool speed tech.
It is very, very good for speed runs. I would argue it's still good on Insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, you just need that distance. Alright, so we're coming up here on, like, the most annoying boss fight here. So, we want to try... Oops, I did that too early. So he has 3 phases here. I need to make sure like he doesn't get near me, because if he gets near me, then we get this like little fun dueling sequence here, and I don't feel like dealing with it. But we basically deal a lot of damage to him, and a charge here. That's the fight.
I'll talk to
Nice.
I like that shut up is where that fight ended.
Looks like
Yeah.
we're more desperate now.
Just very appropriate ending.
And just like that, we are on the final mission. All that's left is Earth. And obviously, because we recruited everyone, and it gathered a bunch of people to save the world, everything's going to go well. Our combat readiness is over 9,000, as they say. So London is like the longest part, just mainly because there is a lot of stuff, and there's like basically 2 missions packed into one.
Yeah, I remember how many, because you basically have all of the, like, Reaper-made enemies here, and they're all, like, extremely annoying.
Yeah, they are extremely annoying, and also, like, if I recall correctly, like, you cannot save at any point. So you're, you're stuck here for, like, in a casual playthrough, like, 30 minutes. You have to do it all in one go. So we're gonna make a bum rush for the cane here. It's the cane, and I want to shoot this at the Reaper ASAP. And we just have to eliminate these enemies here. To quickly make sure I get the second cane here, because this is when the second Banshee comes up. But what Banshee, right?
What you skip can't hurt you.
Yeah, what you skip can't hurt you, or what you cane can't hurt you. They did very much like nerf the cane in this game, because in Mass Effect 2 the cane was very busted, and because of the autosave glitch and the 2, you can basically use a cane anywhere. But this is a sort of like quasi-survival thing. You either have to survive for like a minute or so, or you have to kill like enough cannibals. And ideally we want to kill enough cannibals to make it go faster. Good music though. I don't know how much y'all can hear it.
Yeah, Mass Effect does have great music.
I think the Earth, like, the London music is really good.
I will say the music is coming through on stream, and I'm glad everyone is getting the cinematic experience along with us.
Alright, so as soon as we hear that, we can pretty much just ignore them.
And by cinematic experience, I include my favorite noise in the Citadel.
So that's part 1 done. That was meant to be just a sort of the first part of the mission, and we have a sort of intermission here where you're meant to like basically have like a final talk with all of your squad mates, and the final talk with everyone that you rescued or like you gathered up. But we didn't have anyone, because Shepard didn't believe in that and just went fast and was just like, okay, we'll grab who we can. Yeah, I don't have time for that.
Very dedicated to the mission. Yeah.
Yep. She's the true renegade is just like by any means necessary. Also, spoilers: you do not have to do anything. You don't have to shoot any of the husk or enemies down here for this. You can basically just stare at the sky. Yeah, you basically see those husks, and they don't they don't really do anything.
The humans are fine.
Yeah, they'll
they'll-
be fine. They look so
They'll deal
goofy
with
too
it.
when they're running.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'll notice here, but I'm just holding this to make sure, like, I can immediately get the cutscene skip. And for those of you wondering, yes, it's a G502. Generally in other Mass Effect games, like, you want, ideally, like, a mouse wheel scroll or, like, an approved script to quickly skip through dialogue, but with the way, like, this mod was designed, you can all just hold, like, the right mouse button to skip through the dialogue very fast, so very good for accessibility. You do not have to buy one of these mouses for it. Alright, so here's the second part of the mission here. Oh, I think the sound here got messed up. This can be a thing, so I guess you all will have to deal with this. Actually, can I reload this? I am not sure. Oh, I see. So you can't hear the music. It's glitched now.
Oh yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Sorry, y'all. It's just like very lowered for whatever reason. That's actually funny. This is the first time that's ever happened to me. I feel like we are getting a "this has never happened before" sequence.
Pushing the button.
Push the buttons too fast. That's okay. I'm not dependent on audio indicators. Some of it, having audio indicators is actually really nice, but unfortunately for you all, we won't be able to hear the music because the game has said you're not allowed to hear the music. That's very sad. I think it's supposed to like simulate just like menu option selecting. Please leave me alone, thank you. But yeah, here you're just basically rushing through these enemies. They can't really... They hurt, but like, you quickly run through them. So it's not like the worst thing ever. Hopefully, in a good position here. Nice. Nice spot. That is a very ideal position for me to charge through. And a little deuce. Little slidey slides. We're ignoring these brutes because we don't actually have to beat them up. Because we can just come in through here.
There's something incredibly amusing about what is supposed to be this most cinematic scene in the entire game.
Yeah,
just being pew
I am very
pews.
surprised that it's happening during the showcase. Of course it would happen during the showcase.
My favorite sound on the Citadel that I was referencing earlier is the Reaper sound, and what I'm learning is that that's actually part of the music because we're not hearing it.
Yeah, the
but like normally that really adds to the dread and the desperation and the overwhelming, like, this is like powerful, how are we fighting it feeling in the scene. And nope.
Yeah, this is like to portray there's no hope, but instead here you basically what is like the Benny Hill theme. Going on.
I think the Benny Hill thing is added because you're charging everything.
Yeah.
They're all just like chasing me over here. Hey. Okay, nice. That was a little annoying. So this part, a lot of this part is just like having to deal with enemies the fastest way possible. This part is mainly annoying because like you ideally want to stand here and then just like everything's like trying to melee you and then you get staggered and it's extremely annoying. And there's 2 banshees here that we have to take care of. There we go. There's something comedic about just like hearing nothing but just like gunshot sound.
Yeah, like the bullet like whipping by you, like, and the charge sounds, I guess, too.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah, and normally when the banshees show up, like we didn't really address this early because we skipped them or we caned them, but like they have this scream that's supposed to warn you they're coming. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah, you don't
You
even
wanna
hear
destroy
just
Earth?
like the
Nope.
dialogue. Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so here we have to survive like a bunch of brutes here until the huge harvester comes. We do have something for the harvester. You'll notice why like I went and grabbed like a weapon here. This is so eerie. Like I am dependent on like sounds because I need to hear the brutes, but because I don't hear them, they're
Yeah.
just like in my face. There's a lot of them appearing around here. It's very annoying.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm looking for the save, the autosave here, because when this autosave starts, I have, it goes into like a 130 survival scroller, and our strategy here is to sit in a corner. So I ideally don't want to be doing any charging or like getting close to any banshees, mainly because they when that happens, it slows down time. And ideally, I don't want to like lose my berries because that also slows down time. So I have to mentally time in my head what like a minute and 30 seconds. Normally, I have a timer for speedrun timer for this, but I don't. So I'm gonna have to go off of that based on vibes.
I love the imagery of hiding behind this, like, very British telephone box.
I mean, it's not the TARDIS.
So I'm actually watching for it to hit like 7:33 or so, and then like starting to make my way over to the missile launchers over there. I don't want to go there too soon, mainly because like the banshees will chase me, and I do not want them getting near me because they have a one-hit mechanic. This is like one
There
of the
are
few.
a lot
Yep.
of elite enemies in this game that have one-hit mechanics. come to think of
Yeah.
it.
And then so here we have the infamous final section here. The conduit run. And pretty much from here on, it's pretty chill, but we have the hardest final boss coming up. Very soon here. And when I mean difficult, I mean Shepard just survived like literally just like a laser blast to the face. It's supposed to be like it's supposed to sound very epic, I promise you all, just that the sound is glitched.
I'm surprised it persists all the way through
Okay.
this level.
Well,
I think it
if you
persists
send
until
in your
like I reset the
donations,
game.
Crime, Sanjan, and I will do our best to imitate what this scene should sound like. I don't remember.
If you send us donations in the form of yeehaws. Alright, here's the final boss coming up. I'm so nervous.
Oh, good fight, good fight.
Ugh.
Good fight.
Ugh. That was stressful. It's over. That's the final boss finish.
This is sprite moving around afterwards, or the model moving around afterwards. Very funny.
So this last part is not meant to be just like very cinematic. Generally, if you did not have the mod, this would legitimately be a 15-minute cutscene scroller because you have to listen to Timmy talk and yell at you for 15 minutes.
Timmy,
But
it's
thankfully the
girls'
mod
night.
saves that. It's also girls' night, and you know we don't have time to listen to guys talk.
Mhm.
Not sorry, Timmy. And so this is also the perfect time to do our shoutouts here. So I would like to shout out the BioWare Discord for having good resources, and I know like there's been a lot of new runners putting in a lot of work into Legendary Edition, and a lot of the work has been majorly appreciated. So shout outs to them. I would also highly recommend, if you're wanting to get into the Mass Effect scene and just like learning the Mass Effect speedruns, I highly recommend this game first, mainly because this game is very friendly for newbies. Like, it is, you don't have to deal with many glitches, you don't have to deal with many cliffs or glitches. They're like conceptually not too hard. You can also do them very slowly, and it is also just like sans downloading the mod, very, very accessible. And on PC, it's like $5. And even then on a console where you can't use the mod, like, the gameplay is just like pretty easy to access. So I personally would highly recommend 3 as like your first game. I think 1 is also just like a very good game because a lot of runners like also run it glitchless.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, plot-wise here, we are supposed to, activate the conduit. I love just like the sound when you do like the renegade interrupt. That's the sound we hear. That's sad we don't get to hear the dialogue from Timmy, his last words. But that's okay. Also, just for our folks on the backstage, time is coming up very soon here. But Crime, do you have anything else?
Not really. Thanks so much for having me on here. This is really cool. I'm excited for your Out of Bounds run as well. Yeah, I'm going to... Yay, time. Yay!
GG!
GG.
So for those of you also, I'm gonna interrupt real quick and not the know-how, if you shoot the kid, you get the bad ending. Because basically Shepard is saying, just let the cycle continue, Lamau. Let the cycle continue so we can do more speedruns of Mass Effect. There you go. Okay, sorry, Crime, continue.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna use some of your speedrun strats to play through this quicker. Because I'm gonna replay this now, like 100%. This is... I love this series so much.
This series is very good as a casual playthrough, and like it is, I would say, one of those iconic like games. I think BioWare games are very iconic for a very, very good reason, especially if you're an RPG enjoyer. And if you're not into like the space type of stuff, there's also the Dragon Age series, which I highly recommend as a casual playthrough. So I don't have anything else. If you don't have anything else, Crime, we'll throw it to Zoku.
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, well, I'm just here sitting to watch the destruction of the human race as we know it. I mean, that's the cycle, apparently. But no, Sanjan, thank you so much for sending us zooming through that game. Holy crap, you did it in an hour and a half exactly. And oh my gosh, again, if like as she said, if you want to see her do that in person, Lady Arcaders, Out of Bounds, Toronto, in Toronto, Canada, June 14th and 15th. Be there or be square. I was going to make a Mass Effect joke there, and I'm sorry, the sound may have taken away my brain with it. But if you enjoyed that and you have a game that you love just as much, send them on in. We want to see the games that you love. Submissions for Attract Mode are always open because we want to see what you love. Head on over to ldy.gg/start, send in your showcase pitches, and they don't have to be speedruns. They can be showcases, they can be lore rants, they can be whatever the heck you want them to be, as long as it's related to video games. We've had crafting, we've had cooking. We just love video games here at Lady Arcaders, and we want to show off how much you love them as well. Now, speaking of whatever the heck you want them to be, next time on Attract Mode, there happens to be a board game Well, there happens to be a survival sim strategy game called Frostpunk 2. You may have heard of it. And if you haven't, speaking of the destruction of the world, that's a world that has been destroyed. But we're in luck because RP2 Night and XC, the last time they were on attract mode, took on the challenge of trying to keep a civilization alive in the frozen wilds. Well, they're back. Next time on attract mode, RP2 Night and XC will be back with Mayor plus Vizier, Freya's Folds 2, Part 2, in this showcase where they will show you just how hard it is to keep a civilization alive after you've saved it from the clutches of the Reapers. So make sure you tune in this Sunday, May 3rd at 2 p.m. as they traverse those wild and cold challenges. Of course, though, video games never end, much like war. And we've got more video games for you. We'll be taking you all on with us to a raid as we head on over to 3Pup, a community member who's playing Deep Rock Galactic. And hey, join in on our raid messages, send and show her your love. And we will see you next time. Have a good night.